Welcome back. We're going to continue looking, talking, reacting to Bricky and his wonderful, wonderful every single Warhammer 40k faction explained. Part 1. Sorry, I'm just feeling like being a little goofy right now.
However, if you want more accurate fire and specialization, we can move on to talk about Space Marines.
There we
The
go.
Angels of Death are up next. Space Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans. They're given extra organs, their skin tissue is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average person. They're pretty massive people, and these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them. In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines. The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's something called a gene seed. That's
Wow.
what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the Ultramarines.
Girly man.
Khan has the White Scars. Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists. Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard. And there's a whole bunch of other side sections that are also.
So, of course, I really like the Blood Angels. That's just because that's what I was into when this all started for me. Um, I think the Emperor's Children, that was the Fulgrim one. Those guys are messed up. If you're gonna be bad, that's a good choice. I don't know. I don't play the tabletop yet. Maybe someday. Also Sanguinius is pretty cool too. Well, he's part of the Primarch of the Blood Angels, so he's pretty cool. Who else was I? Oh, I don't even remember. Let's keep going.
Extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds. Their reflexes are faster. Their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about.
Yep.
For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman, are the main blue boy.
He really does not seem to like the Ultramarines.
Strong in almost every way, the jack of all trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem. But the White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes, we're talking land speeders. You
That's
want to
pretty
go
cool.
in quick, you want to hit them hard, you want them to be swarming around like buzzflies. Buzz saws. The
Buzz.
speed of buzz saws.
Ricky's awesome.
Fuck you, Pale King. Salamanders love fire. Fire in the forge, fire in battle. Flamers, melta-guns, multi-meltas. Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space Marines have this kind of like holier-than-thou thing because of their genetic strength. However, the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare. They're also all black, but not like just regular
Whoa, Ricky.
black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark ash.
Wow. So I've heard that. I remember something about the salamanders. They also like a lot of fire, if I'm not mistaken. But they are generally way nicer than other Space Marine legions. So that's pretty cool. Not that they're like super nice by any means, but hey, it's better than nothing. Most of them won't even look at you. You're just a regular human. They don't care about you. Even like soldiers, they do not care. Like if you're a regular soldier or unless you have some kind of military pull, and then they're not big on we really care about you. It's just not who they are. because obviously because of their genetic makeups, they're always thinking that they're better than everybody. But it's good to know that at least one legion has some decency towards humanity, even though because that's what they're fighting for is humanity. Got to think about that.
Ashy exterior and blazing red eyes. Apparently, something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall, salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flamer weapons, and they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore as opposed to being super evil like everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine Legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege and defensive positions. Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage while having bird helmets. Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves, Vikings, and
Ooh,
Bulls.
Space Wolves, Vikings. That's cool. That's really cool.
Tons of wolves and
That
axes,
artwork is
buttocks,
insane.
fur everywhere. Space wolves, so angry, big teeth. Blood angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy, called the red thirst. They have cupid wings and stuff, which is a little bit strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius. Dark angels are old school knights and inner circle theme, and
Are you a heretic?
Me? No, never. Which one?
Death Watch, that fancy pantsy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch and look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death Watch. They're there though. Black Templars for the
Okay.
people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock. And I'm sure there's some other chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff. But those are the main ones right here. Here. Quote
Okay.
from the Emperor himself. They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them. They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease, no sickness shall blight them. They shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my space marines, and they shall know no fear. And on the tabletop, they fuck. Oh, they fuck hard. As a
Bricky. Well, they fuck and they fuck hard. I don't know what to tell you there. Anyway, that epic little line he just pulled from the Emperor stating like he was going to create all these guys just to be like the most badass human warriors ever. That shit is awesome. It's like how else would you combat like all the craziness going on? Before there was even chaos, there were still orcs, there were still I don't know when I was in there, Necrons were newer. They were there, I'm sure, but they hadn't been in a game yet until I started playing. Uh, Orcs, Eldar, and I know Chaos was there, but like I don't know. I'm on a tangent, but it's just so badass. The Space Marines are so fucking cool. It's unreal how cool they are. I mean, look at this. These are all like the tabletop things on the screen. This makes me want to play the tabletops. I've been researching it, by the way. Shit is like it looks expensive. So that'll be a nice kick to the wallet. Also very time consuming. I mean, look at the detail of paint on those things. Mine are probably, if I ever do make any of them, will probably just look like shit. I don't have that kind of patience to create something like that. The ADD is strong in me, boys and girls. It is strong in me. So it's probably gonna take me a year to get one painted if I ever do this. Maybe I can buy them pre-painted. Is that cheating? I don't know. That looks pretty cool. But I have heard that also painting them is like a good hobby and can help you out with some stress. But there's a lot of shit around here that can do that too. It's just a matter of sitting down and hyper focusing on something. Maybe I'd be really good at that with my ADD. So who knows?
Of making this video, Space Marines are laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife, a tool for anything you need, except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also, whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of
the Adeptus.
Technology! The Adeptus Mechanicus.
Bricky, look at those legs, man. That guy in the back there is kind of creepy. Looks like he's staring at Bricky pretty hard.
Mechanicus are a technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa, Bricky, that sounds like some heresy. A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks, and they make everything that you have. So you can't really tell them to fuck off?
It's kind of like, you do whatever you want. We'll just shut the fuck up and you just do whatever you want. I'm cursing a lot. Bricky is also cursing a lot in this video. I apologize. But it really is. If they make everything for the Space Marines, the Imperial Guard, I mean, you pretty much just shut the hell up and just... yeah, they can be heretics and get away with it, I guess. I also remember, like, look at that skull there. I'm pretty sure that was a person at one point. And it is not a person anymore, for whatever reason.
Because you're not going to win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with. See, their
True.
Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs, your huge ships. The Omnissiah is present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run, you must pray to it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your knees and pray to that car. You need to rub oil on your robes. And you need to go, ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire, you need to do that. They are very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something about what they're doing. The most notable member of the Adeptus Mechanicus is Archmagos, whatever, Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Yeah.
He's just full of...
This is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here.
Wow.
The Omnissiah Creed. The credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death. Flesh is weakness, flesh is death. The Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened. Hard technophiles mixed
No, thank you. I don't want to do any of that. Does any of you get up and pray to your car that it'll start and go to work so you can go to work? Or do you like pray to your phone so that it'll turn on or your computer? I mean, that's that's something else, isn't it? Like waking up, you got to pray so your stuff works. But he does like he did say it has a point and it works. So, I mean, as long as it works.
Religious extremism.
Also, you're just gonna cut your limbs off and be like all mechanical and your organs. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I think I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna pass. As much as cool as it would be to like be a machine for a minute, I mean, not permanently. It's like Elon Musk with his Neuralink. Although, from what I hear, that guy's doing pretty well.
Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army side of things, they are with the Scutari. The Scutari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people in between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective, both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall, as an army on the tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans, but if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go into battle. Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Ooh.
A simp has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
What was that from? The simp is falling for an e-girl in Lego City. Hilarious. So the Sisters of Battle.
Of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas,
Adepta.
if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church, which is scary, and it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things:
Like
faith,
nuns.
martyrdom, and fire. Through the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent
Look
at
at-
taking out chaos.
Oh, you guys can't see it because I'm like in the way. Let me see if I can. Yep. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is gonna be worth it. I promise. Look at him. He's got like nun. That's great. Like a nun little sorry. Bricky, you're hilarious. If you ever see this, you are funny, and I am enjoying your video on Warhammer. It's making me want to play.
And heretics, mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice. Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space, and I'm talking hardcore nuns. They carry holy fire on their backs. They have holy books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher. They have small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition and shit. They drop churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles, and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can literally stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons.
So they're extremely powerful. And zealots, for sure. But it might be working in their favor, for sure. If they can stave off demons, and of course they fight demons, it sounds like that's one of their main things, is just fighting demons. I mean, they seem real tough.
And
I'm
all
interested.
these girls, oh, not a crack. Not a crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore, I gotta say, I love their design. I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently,
Wow.
and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint from the Triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model. Those organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, oh, this is such a cool faction. By
seems pretty
Bolter
cool.
Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time. And speaking of burning demons,
So they shall be cleansed from existence. I mean, yeah. I mean, they seem really badass. Very, very like a zealot, I guess, or religious, highly religious, but they seem pretty cool. That army, he was showing pictures of it, that seems pretty cool. They do look kind of memey with all the white hair. Maybe that's a thing that, not all of them have that, but I don't really know much about them other than what he just said. I mean, they seem really cool, though. Interesting lore.
demons.
Oh, Grey Knights.
The Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights, except they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space magic magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight.
Whoa.
Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right. However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are
Look at those character models. They're so badass back there. That illustration behind him. I mean, they are basically knights in power armor. And all they do is fight demons. That is cool. That is awesome.
are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama, and he has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time as this thing whispers to him consistently, and he has to stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that.
That lore is spectacular right there for that character. Just think about being so mentally strong that a sword that constantly tempts you with just power and violence, and like you could potentially turn by it, but one man has to hold it forever because he can hold it back. I mean, that's fucking epic right there. That is fucking awesome. That is spectacular lore.
Issue is that Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy.
Oh, yeah.
More ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons, I'm a risk. And so guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people.
Makes sense.
They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard.
Yeah.
They're fun, though, if you like that kind of fast-striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Caldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Caldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my
I don't know who that
gracious.
is.
I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time.
Whoa.
Grey Knights are pretty hardcore. They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you don't think they're holy enough, you want to be holier? Grey Knights.
Grey Knights.
Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Okay, we're gonna pause it there for the next one. So, what did we learn today? Sisters of Battle, crazy. Grey Knights, crazy. Space Marines, awesome. Still, obviously. You really just start out as them on like the RTSs when you're playing. You got to start out as them. I think you could switch to Chaos, back and forth kind of a thing. That's how I know about the Blood Angels, because they are the main faction in that. Super badass. I am loving this guy. This guy is awesome with this content. I can say that. Yeah, he's so funny. He's got it like down. He remembers all this stuff. You saw that stack of papers that he's got and all those little notes there. That's awesome. I don't know. I'm in awe of Bricky and his content. It's so good. But anyway, we're gonna leave it there. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one.